sandy beach of Hawaii. We were playing in the sun, we were having so much fun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. The sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. The sound of the ocean rocks me all night long. Those hot, long summer days, lying there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. The sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. The sound of the ocean rocks me all night long. Oh, last night in my dreams I saw your face again. We were there in the sun on a white sandy beach.
The Army Jeeps.
Oh, I'd always loved Jeep. Anybody say Ron, I go, Ron? Who's Ron? I know, I just know his real name either.
Back in the war days.
Can you throw some glasses over here?
Yeah, this is Jeep's boat, huh?
Woo! All right! Woohoo! She's originally from Manhattan. Oh, there we go. I thought it was Julie, too. That's coming from. Thought it was you. Oh, that's right. We're gonna hit off.
Can we get you to move out about another 100 yards? I thought they were. Get moving.
Go back up over here, Chris. I got a couple over here right off my bow now.
Ah!
That must have been Jeep's motto.
Every time he toasted.
Win! JK!
Misfire.
Hip.
Hey, you want to go out and look at whales today? Super nice out.
Let's do it, man. For Jeep, man. Probably the whales will come out. Big time.
You guys want to go check out some whales?
I can tell right now.
You have so many people undecided.
Maybe we better take a vote.
Loose, and there's a few humpies around.
The humpbacks come this far?
Yeah, there were some out here the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I've seen them in Maui. Off the Hawaiian border. I've never seen them there. Yeah, me too. Last time I was in Maui, you could see them off the beach. You walk on the beach and watch the crowds. I find Runyon.
He's in town. He might have somebody with him, so don't tow the car.
Call Trudy and she's right here and it's fine.
Right. I'm actually Trudy's on the scrambler right now. We're out here whale watching, so she says, take care of it. Yeah. But just so you know that.
Huh? We just saw a blue whale.
Take ski out.
Yeah, really.
Where are you?
There he is.
Oh yeah, this is way cool. Huh?
Maybe that's another one.
All right.
It's pretty close to ski, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Ski looks pretty puny.
Yeah. Never thought I'd say that.
That's the same one.
It's the same one.
He's big.
Cruising.
You almost never see the blue's tail, huh?
They just fluked before we got here.
Yeah.
Very blue. There she blows.
Maybe.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, cool. With the canyon, Redondo Canyon, apparently the cold water. There we go.
Down the Caribbean.
In the Bahamas.
I'm going to Stewart, Florida. It's supposed to be they claim to be the swordfish capital.
Right. Yeah, they get little ones there.
Yeah, real little.
You wouldn't leave me alone. They said it's got this humongous spine because it's
Oh.
right. And that tiny little dorsal things that are thrown out of their clothes.
It didn't look very good. Oh.
That tiny little dorsal things that are thrown out of their clothes.
It didn't look very good.
There she blows.
Maybe.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right there? Right there.
Yeah.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
Would he go back?
No, it's just another one. Between here and the red pack.
Oh, right there, right there he is. Oh, okay.
Or he turned, dove under him.
Yeah.
Who knows what they do.
He's right there. There he is.
Oh,
Right by that red kayaker.
yeah, doing us and them, huh?
I wish one would come by the boat.
They have to kill the motor before they come too close.
Right by that guy. Oh, they must like being by the kayakers because they don't have engines or something, right?
They don't hear the engines.
They get worried, they just whoop them.
Side, you got the Idaho tour too, left side, and you got the Baja.
Yeah, I saw that. I went through all those pictures there. But It's the only stressful time, I think.
You're in a little better shape though.
Not much room. Back it in too, right? That's
They're
all
comfy. Like a flip flop with a shoe on it.
Aren't they all? That's pretty something.
When you have a plank on the front, you can walk way out. Beautiful boat.
Yeah, it's been in the same place too.
I've been on it, but I've never been out.
Wow, look at that. Open time. We're right there.
Candy. Here, watch it.
Hang on.
Oh, zipper. It's a small space you got here. Yeah.
Wow.
Those are both right up next to the other ones.
Yep.
Right in. Plus roofs.
I'm gonna put this thing in there.
Don't stand by the gate, Dad.
Oh,
Yeah, he has to see the
gotcha.
dock.
See, you can maneuver your kayak. Yeah, you can do that. Cheese sausage too.
Okay, Craig is going to be the Commodore next year at our club. His son is the one that was driving that boat. John. John, yes.
Such a nice kid.
Him and his wife were on the boat when we were getting on this morning, and they were leaving. You know, but I think when they go fishing, he's with the boat and she's there. So I'll get a card though. I can see how it could become annoying, or you know what I'm saying. But Joyce loved him to death. She did everything for him. And then after he passed away, look at she's ended up. She hurt her foot in Hawaii. She broke it.
Second-hand out of the house. I rebought. Jason, nice shirt. Let's see
So I want to pass around the mic a little bit. I've already heard some additions to some stories. I didn't realize that Pig's Face got peed on. I never heard that part of the story. So there are important missing pieces that we need to know about. I want to say how much we love you all and how much love we've been getting from everybody. And thank you. So we got to get some derelicts up here to tell some stories. And then we're going to say a few words. And we got one more chant to yell at the end. So, Baron, you want to start off the story? Turn it up? All right. The Baron will now scream the story.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of stories, and I've known Jeep for 100 years, but let me take one story. Let's see, I got so many stories. I'm trying to sift through it. We went to Long Beach State together, and we were in the science department. Okay. We're in the science department, and we used to eat our lunch out at the physics tree. And the physics tree was all these people that were studying physics. They were all Asian people. And, yeah, like that. And we were biology. So they had their calculators and all this stuff, and they're figuring out all these problems. And we decided, and they would go back and forth, what do you think? A over E, square this and that, and whatever. So Jeep brought animal crackers, and we would put them over our heads, and I don't know, this only Jeep would understand this stuff. So anyway, we'd hold animal crackers over our head, and we had to guess what they were. And it was like a lion or a tiger or this or that. And this was kind of Jeep. This is like, if you knew Jeep, you would know. This was part of his deal. And
all right, so this is a past tense story. They were doing in this last year.
Anyway, I love him to pieces. He always fooled me. I'll tell you one other story. Jeep came to me and said that Joyce left him. And I felt sorry for him. I said, why don't you come up to my house, we'll have a few drinks, and we'll talk about it. So we come up to my place, we're at the tiki bar, we're drinking, and then I said, well, why? I knew Joyce would leave him, but I wanted to know why. So I said, well, why did Joyce leave you? After this, like several drinks, and he says, well, she had to go back and see her father. His father's ill in Minnesota. So anyway, he was always screwing with me. I loved him to pieces, and I'm sorry I haven't related that. I loved him. He always, I loved him. I'll miss him terribly.
All right, we got to get some more stories up here. This is a long time coming. When the old man was 5 years old, he and his brother were running in the front yard, and his brother done something to piss him off, so he had a glass bottle, and he was going to hit him with it, and he fell, and he sliced his hand open, and he almost bled out. So that was life number 1. We're at about life 972, 973 at this point. 5 stents in his heart. He had 100% blockage of his coronary artery, and he grew a new artery. And God's truth. All right, we know the story. We know the story. Pig face or Billy's.
Some of you that were at the 70th birthday party this past January, you already heard this story. So it's the best one I know, that how I met Jeep. And I had a boat on W-Dock, a little Catalina 30. It was my first boat. And, that's where Starflight was. And anybody knows Jeep knows Starflight. It just always looks immaculate. If you get in there today, she just looks beautiful. And I was walking down the dock, and there's Jeep outside of his boat, and I'm like, excuse me, sir, your boat looks so beautiful. What do you do to make the hull shine like this? And he said, well, what I do is I go about 3 to 5 miles offshore, and I do this call. And these mermaids come, and they swim around the boat. And you get in the water with the mermaids, and the mermaids have beautiful hair, it's just beautiful hair. And you grab them by the shoulders with their face facing you, and you lift them up and down, and their hair makes the boat look like that. And I said, oh, and he walked away. And I said, okay, there's a crazy guy on W-Dock. That's the God's on the truth. And then the next day I came back from work, and there was this 2-part cleaner wax system sitting next to my boat. That's the Jeep I know of. And I miss him dearly. He was a huge light in my heart, and there's nobody like him. He's one of a kind.
Always referred to us as the Utes. I think he called us the Utes or something like that. Anyway, so anyway, the Utes took this picture of Jeep probably 15 years ago on Starflight. It's like one of the rare pictures where he was actually by himself. And anyway, we wrote very special messages, and we want to give it to Joyce.
Okay, so you've probably seen the picture of Jeep dropping in at the breakwater, the sequence. And well, I had the privilege of shooting that. And I think it was right when I first met Jeep. And you know, Jeep and his crew, Tom Sweeney, Matt Dodson, George Link, they were about 5 or 6 years older than my group. So we wanted to be accepted by those guys, so we would do anything that they said to do, just to be like in the same room with them. So if it was drink a gallon of tequila, we drank that. So, and I'll try and make this as short as possible, but one morning I decided to go on a surf trip with Jeep, Dick Mobley, and I think Frank Granis was also in the car. My car, and we drove to Huntington Beach. We got there about 8 o'clock in the morning. There was no surf. So we said, well, let's go back and we'll see if there's any surf at 22nd Street. And we took the long way back through, at that point in time, through Seal Beach. And Jeep says, pull over here. And we pull over to a liquor store. So why are we pulling over here? It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. And Fox and Jeep come back with about 4 bottles of, I don't know, Cook's champagne, you know, like $5 a bottle. And, you know, they start having a few cocktails in the car. So they handed me the thing, I started drinking. And I was, I think, 20. And, or 21 to be legal. So by the time we got back to Redondo Beach, 3 hours later, 5 liquor store stops later, needless to say, when I pulled the car up in front of Fox's house on Juanita, I ran over the curb, flattened the front tire. My judgment was slightly off. So I'm out changing the front tire, and I noticed up in the balcony where Fox is, Jeep and Fox standing there, and Jeep has a stack of LPs, you know, the old 33s, and Fox is standing there with what looks like a BB rifle. And they're going to play this game where, you know, it's a little ski shooting. So Fox apparently has to go to the restroom, so he excuses himself, and now Jeep is holding the BB gun, the BB rifle. And I'm looking at him, laughing at him, because, you know, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a gun. So I said to him offhandedly, you know what, I'll bet you $5 you can't hit my car. Thinking that it's a 22 cal, you know, a BB rifle. And he goes, oh yeah? And he takes aim, and nothing happens. Of course, that makes me laugh even harder at him because, you know, Jeep doesn't take that very lightly. And somehow he figures out how to take the safety off of what I thought was a BB rifle. And he goes, oh yeah? And I said, I'll bet you $10 you can't hit my car. I'm standing this far from my car. And he takes aim again. And the next thing I hear was a shotgun blast. It was a 12-gauge shotgun. The whole side of my 65 Chevelle station wagon, the windows immediately cave in, and there's all these little black spots on the paint job. And I'm looking up, and I'm this far from it. And I'm going, wow. Then I look up at Jeep, and he's not like running for cover or anything. He's blowing the smoke out of the barrel. Like it's the Wild Wild West. Okay, so picture this. It's nude in Redondo Beach on Juanita. Can you imagine if that was today? You know, the cops would be there in 30 seconds. Nothing's happening. Nobody's coming. So we're standing around, I'm looking at my car and going, oh shit, this is insane. And Jeep's up there blowing the smoke out of the barrel. And eventually he comes down, and Frank Granis comes down. Mobley, I think, stays up there. And they think this is all hysterical. And that's not the end of the story. That would be enough, right? Try and explain that to your insurance guy. My story was, oh, one of my buddies, we were going hunting, and the rifle went off accidentally. Okay, well, why is there like a spread of the buckshot that's 50 feet wide? Okay, but anyway, they bought the story. But that's not the end. The end of the story happens actually the next day. As I'm driving around in this wounded car, I pull into a gas station the following morning to fill her up. The guy, and this is back in the day when people used to check under the hood. So the guy comes back to me after he checks under the hood, and he goes, excuse me, sir, your fish is done. I looked at him, hey buddy, hang on a second. You see my car? You know, I've had a bad day. You know, one of my best buddies shot the windows out of my car. So don't tell me about some fish being done. He goes, no, come here. And I go up and I look under the hood, and sure enough, these guys have put a halibut on the car engine. So there you go. You know. Anyway, people love the fun, and they love them for it.
Ignore it. You've done me over on the surfboard. And so, no wonder his name's Jeep. Always came down with the heavy, John, Paul, Jeep. The heavy. We just run from the heavy. But the heavies were good. They always had really, really good things to say about everybody. They always, especially Chief, he'd go out of his way and say, hi, how are you doing? What's up? You need a buck. You need this. You need a beer. You need this. Kind of hard for me a little bit, but Chief was probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. You know, he just pulled you out, put you in the high tide, and the low tide, just play around with the guy. That's all I can say. I hope everybody can hang this one, especially. Really. I wish I could sing the song, but it's not right now. How you doing out there, people? Yeah, good. Okay, we just had somebody that was really, really, really experienced in the whole world. We had somebody that could drop off the underbrush and drop in the water. We got people that paddle on surfboards. We got people that done everything in the whole world. I couldn't announce anything better in my life. Chief was where did he come from? Oh, he came from across the street. What? Across the street? He just ran across piece of it. Oh, he didn't get hit. I let him flew across it.
That guy is so happy right now. Any other derelicts have a story? Oh no, God, no, that's a compliment. No, that's a compliment, trust me.
Danger for the world.
Completely incoherent.
That wasn't me. Jeep was all hot. Just about that much. When he first started bashing it on the boat, about the same time that picture was taken, he called me up one morning, woke me up. I had a hangover. So let's go to his house, Dad, and go to the beach. Yeah, okay. Come pick me up. Yeah, okay. I came and picked him up, and we drove down there. Where are we going anyway? He's lost there. He said, take the next one. Right up here. We went to some big hospital that's down there. They specialize in heart stuff. And he said, park over there. What are you doing here, Jeep? He's always, I gotta see a guy in here. He said, come with me. So I went and he walked over to the desk and talked to him and sit down. About this? So he walk over, sit down, and we're just sitting there waiting. I've got my head in both hands, thinking thoughts of where can I get a Tylenol. And some nurse comes walking over, and she said, Mr. Shaeffer. I didn't look up. And she said, Mr. Shaeffer, and she came over and took me. And I opened my eyes, and Jeep was pointing at me. And he gets up and says, take good care of me, he's a good friend of mine. It's for the door, you know. And the nurse has got me by the arm and she says, come with me, Mr. Shaeffer, you know. I said, well, wait a minute. And he was there to get splints put in. So I had to dig out my IDs and show them my IDs, and finally they figured out, yeah, it really is the other guy. And we go out and find him, and he's found an Adirondack chair, he's sitting out there in the sun. You know. So I always ended up in the operating room. But at any rate, so here's the Jeep. Here's the Jeep. He's out west there somewhere. Beyond if anyone ever knew where, but he's out west there somewhere. He's right there.
It reminds me of one of my favorite pictures growing up. There was a newspaper clipping and it says, Tom Sweeney arrested at Trestles for surfing. And it was a picture of my dad.
And I'll start with that message because where I come from, two grown men don't often tell each other that they love them. Are there any guys here that Jeep told that he loves? How about that odd kind of silent one where he goes, it's unbelievable. I'm proud to say that Jeep Shaeffer personally cured me of the inability to tell a man that I love him. Because as aloof and as cool a cat as Jeep can sometimes be, he was absolutely fearless about telling me that he loved me. And I became fearless about telling him that I love him. How cool a cat, outstanding surfer, legendary Hermosa Beach lifeguard, captain for TWA. Surfer, lifeguard, pilot. Wow. Plus he drove a Porsche 911 back when nobody did, and he quit driving Porsches right before all you other douchebags started. Many of you know that surfing photo from the front page of the LA Times sports section from December 1963. It shows Jeep grabbing absolutely every bit of a triple overhead monster off Redondo. I used to, and I still do, stare at that photo in awe.
Here's what goes through my head. No wetsuit in December, no leash. On the biggest wave with the most energy I've ever seen. Taking the best possible line on that 50-year-old slow, heavy surfboard. Unbelievable. And then I wonder, how many of those waves do you catch without getting your picture in the paper? You can't just grab one and it shows up in the LA Times, you know? So I asked him one time, what do you think of when you look at the photo? And he said, you know, that was a great day. I met Dirty Joe here. He rode that same wave that same day. It was a great day. He goes, but I got married a week later and it was all downhill from there. So Jeep, I don't know if any of you know this, but Jeep likes to screw with you. I'd say that he liked to fuck with you, but everyone knows you